government meeting to order at 9:24. Roll call, please.
Fleming.
Here.
Gershenson.
Here.
Todd.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
Howell.
Here.
Kokendorfer.
Here.
Woodward is absent with notice. Quarles.
Here.
And Long.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, and we need a motion for the previous minutes from July 10th. Moved by Commissioner Tubb, supported by Commissioner Fleming. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, none. Same. Okay, approval of the agenda. We need a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Commissioner Kofendorfer and supported by Commissioner Hoffman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, none. Any public comment today? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comment and get right on to the regular agenda. First one is Board of Commissioners support for Senate Bill 0274 and oppose House Bill 4601, amend Public Act 368 of 1978 Public Health Code. And that's gonna be moved by Commissioner Kofendorfer and supported by Commissioner Hoffman. All right.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. So, good morning. I've already spoken to both caucuses, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. So I'll try.
When did you speak to the Democrats?
The day that I introduced it.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right.
I wasn't there.
That's right. I swear I was there.
Right, I understand.
I've got a witness right there. So thank you for pointing out though, Commissioner. I'll explain this. So, obviously the opioid epidemic has been sweeping our county, the state, the nation. We have passed resolutions as a county before supporting certain actions in Lansing. And, you know, I've been tracking some of this, and one of the bills that recently come out that was passed by the Senate to address opioids, I think is very good. It has some very reasonable limitations. For example, if you're suffering from acute pain, example, you just had surgery, you need something to get through, you can get prescriptions for no more than 7 days at a time. If you need more, no problem, you just need to go back and get another prescription. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm actually more concerned about the House Bill number 4601. This has not been passed by anybody yet. It's still sitting there in committee. But the problem with this bill is it sets absolute limits on the dosage that a doctor can prescribe you per day. It says no more than 100 morphine milligram equivalents per day. Doesn't matter what your medical history is, doesn't matter what your medical condition is, doesn't matter whether there's any evidence of abuse, bam, that's it. I think that I know there's a small group of people for whom opioids are medically necessary. They have tried everything else, and unfortunately, they have no signs of abuse, but they need them as of right now. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I think most of you know, my wife suffers from chronic pain, and she's been to Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, U of M, and unfortunately, the only thing that works right now are opioids, and we're hoping for an advancement, but right now, she's stuck. It is what it is. If this House bill were to pass, she would be immobilized. That's not an exaggeration. She has a damaged nerve. She wouldn't be able to get up from the couch. I know there are more like her. And so we need reasonable restrictions. I'm not trying to downplay the opioid epidemic. It is awful. Many doctors and patients are abusing it. This goes too far. We need to target the abuse and make sure we're protecting those people who legitimately need them. And medically speaking, there are problems with this, right? So this limits to a very specific dosage. Well, people metabolize morphine and opioids differently. One dosage may affect somebody very differently from another. There is also just a matter of chemistry. It's hard to figure out what it says 100 morphine equivalents. It's actually hard to get an exact equivalent of fentanyl, for example. There will be disagreements in the medical community, and the AMA recognized this. That Senate bill that was passed, well, the original version had these same problems. What happened is the AMA got involved. They went to some of the public hearings and explained many of the issues that I'm talking about. That's why it was changed in the Senate. That's why it was passed. It is bipartisan. I said both Republicans and Democrats have been involved with both of these bills. And I see it as a nonpartisan issue, and we'd be happy to take any questions.
Okay, I have Commissioner Fleming first.
No question, but Adam, I just want to thank you for bringing this to our attention, because I would have jumped on the bandwagon of this bill early on, but it had not been for you and your education, and you actually had the opportunity to present this at the White House too, and I thank you for doing that, because it is a national epidemic. But it's one of those examples where it's a good bill with unintended consequences.
I appreciate it,
You're doing 100%.
Commissioner. And there are issues at the federal level. I pointed out to the White House, I just read the title of the article is FDA takes wide aim at opioid abuse. Well, that's great, but if the aim is too wide, you're gonna hit innocent bystanders, and that's what some of this is doing. They're very well-intentioned people. Most bills are at the end of the day, regardless of party. I just think this will end up hurting a lot of people.
Okay, Commissioner Gershenson.
So I'm very sorry to hear about your wife's condition. I really didn't know anything about that. And just for you to clarify to me, what you are presenting is against this 7-day supply?
No,
No.
let me clarify. I'm actually supporting the 7-day supply. The 7-day supply is in the Senate bill.
Okay.
I'm supporting that, and that resolution indicates that we support this. And it's indicating that we
dose.
oppose
The
the
dose.
House bill. The primary issue with the House bill is the dosage limit.
Right.
It's the 100 milligrams per day.
How does that translate? What's 100 milligrams? Is that a 9?
Yeah,
Well, I
it's-
mean, in terms of a pill, one pill.
it depends what the pill is, and
Right.
there are so many different
What are opiates?
kinds. That's one of the challenges.
One
And
of
again, they'll
50.
affect different people in different ways. But I can tell you that dosage
50 or 100.
wouldn't touch my wife's pain. On a scale of 1 to 10, even with her medication, she's always at a 4. It's the best it ever gets.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then Commissioner Taub.
I did not read the bills, but is there anything in there about pumps, that deliver,
Pain pumps.
pain,
PCAs. That's my nursing coming out.
okay.
These bills don't specifically reference pumps.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
pardon me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
morphine or Demerol or
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, I just don't know at this point in time, but
morphine, Demerol,
I will be
pumps.
supporting this because I think that I know that there are people, many people on pain pumps, that they know what's the matter, but they can't fix it.
And a lot of this is just education, as Commissioner Fleming mentioned. I mean, we're just hearing one side of the debate, which is very, very important, the epidemic part.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that pendulum doesn't swing too
Right.
far the other way and hurt innocent people.
Commissioner Quarles.
Thank you. I agree with you that sometimes the pendulum just goes too far when they're trying to resolve an issue, and it is a very important issue. But I just want to make sure I'm clear. What you're presenting is about the Senate bill. Excuse me, the House bill.
It's both.
It's both? I thought,
My resolution both supports the Senate bill.
okay,
And
and
opposes
opposes
the
the
House
House bill. Okay. Now, I remember reading that. I just wanted to make sure.
And the reason was I hate to just always be against something. I like to be for
Right.
something too, if I can, right? So I'm trying to present that balanced approach.
Okay, sounds good. Any other questions? All right, we'll do, roll call on the resolution as presented.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Taub,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Bokenderfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Motion
All right,
carried.
thank you.
Madam Chair, I would just like to thank this committee for your support. It really does mean a lot to me, both personally and as a policy matter. Thank you very much.
You're
Got it.
welcome. All right, the next item, Board of Commissioners Library Board appointments, it's committee pleasure. We have John Chambers is up and he wants reappointed, and then Lillian Steuben is up and we just reappointed her, to fill Pam Williams' spot. So she's
Yeah.
been to one meeting, Lori's here, and she's said both board members are good. So we can do if committee's pleasure, we can do a motion to recommend, reappointment for them and put that on the agenda today or open up. John Chambers is the chairperson right now too. So it's committee's pleasure.
How long is the term? I just,
5 years. And is there a term limit? Not on the board, or not on library board, is there? No, okay, there's no limit. And then how long he's been on here since? Doesn't say, does it? John Chambers. The other one we just appointed, remember, Lillian?
Yes,
We
there's
just
no
a-
sense
right,
in
so
going
we should-
back on
right.
her.
And she, all right, and John has been on since 1997. So, he is the chair. She supported both, so I mean,
He's great. We've
I just
met
think
with him
is that we did the
before.
general, we just had that out there for, Lillian, I think we only had one applicant, so we could do a motion to reappoint the both if we would like, so.
Sounds good.
Okay, Commissioner Fleming?
Yeah, we could reappoint both.
Okay, so you wanna reappoint John Chambers and Lillian Stupin?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second for that? Commissioner Quarles, any discussion on that? Alright, so we'll do roll call on that, so we'll just add that on the board agenda today.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Taub,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Kokendorfer,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes,
Motion carries.
and then we just have communications, we need a motion to receive and file, moved by Commissioner Quarles, supported by Commissioner Gershenson, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Alright, any other business? Board meeting. Adjourned, good.